let's get right into it. What's going on? Episode 401 of the Soul Not For Sale podcast. You're about to hear Joe Rogan have some very choice words for Lindsey Graham. And if you don't know who Lindsey Graham is, he's a Republican senator and he's a part of the World Economic Forum. So he's just an all-around bad guy. Not because he's a Republican, not because he's a senator, although, you know, debatable to some people, because he's a part of the World Economic Forum. Also, bonus reason, just in my books, he supported the Restrict Act blindly because the person who presented the Restrict Act was also a part of the World Economic Forum, which also kind of shows us that's why the Restrict Act is so restricting towards the American people. At least that's what I think. Now, let's get into this clip. Before I do, you know where I'm going to take you. I always do. I never disappoint. The Soul Not For Sale store. We got the Soul Not For Sale clothing. We got the anti-WEF clothing. And we have the Great Resist clothing. I'm gonna pull up a hoodie because that's the next thing I want. I know it's summer. I know it's hot, but I still want a hoodie. You've heard of the Great Reset? Well, this is the Great Resist. Join the Great Resist instead. And if anybody out there, if you're one of those people that's purchased something off of the site, thank you so much. You are much appreciated. And if you're somebody who's thinking about purchasing something, the discount code is I am Coach Colin. It'll get you 10% off. Again, I am Coach Colin, all one word, capitals. And that website again is iamcoachcolin.com. Now let's get into this clip because Duncan and Joe Rogan have nothing good to say about Lindsey Graham. And there's reasons. Let's go.
My God. Dude, did you see that weird shit with Lindsey Graham? Like the way he's like, we're going to kill Russians. Like it's the creepiest shit you ever saw. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Dude, it's so spooky.
Let me see it.
You'll have to. I don't know where I saw it, but it's like he's like with Zelensky, and he's
I
like
just started getting a stomachache.
Dude, it's
just you saying that. I started getting a stomachache.
The way he talks about murdering people is really unnerving. You know where I saw it? I saw it on Tucker Carlson's first Twitter episode. Did you see that?
No.
Tucker Carlson's new show on Twitter.
So what is the show?
It's just him like doing a monologue, basically. It's like a monologue.
So it's like his old show.
It's like his old show, but now he's been like unmuzzled. So it's like freebase Carlson. He's like going hard. And, you know, it's weird. It's like these days, I think a sign that you're looking at a real journalist is you worry about them. You're like, they're going to get, you got to shut up, man. Like you should, they're going to get you, man. What are you doing? Are you safe? Because it gives you that feeling. And you know what's really interesting about it? Like, you know, I get like people on the left are furious with him and just like people on the right hate Rachel Maddow or whatever. But he was mocked for talking about the UFO wreckage stuff. Like people in the comments were like, he's talking about UFOs. Like he saw a crop circle and talked about it. Not like
let's hear it. Here it is. Live free or die.
We are free.
Yes.
And we will be.
And the Russians are dying.
It's the best money we've ever spent. Thank you so much.
But I expect in the coming days and weeks for the Ukrainian counteroffensive to yield results. And I'm here to tell you that the last chapter of the Battle of Bakhmut is yet to be written. I'm here to tell you that the Russian military is about to have holy hell unleashed upon them.
That kind of guy you don't want running anything. You don't want that guy.
You don't want that guy running a fucking Starbucks.
Yeah, I don't want. That was creepy. Just the way to talk that way about something with so much weight on it.
Yeah, and at the point that you're like
talking like he's in a movie.
You're celebrating the human death, like essentially the human sacrifice of conscripts. Like you're celebrating human sacrifice, and somehow
it's human sacrifice that we've written off as being okay.
Russia gave him there's an arrest warrant out for him for those comments that he made from Russia.
He said my crime was speaking truth to power. God damn, I hate that phrase. That phrase gets fucking thrown around by a lot of morons. You know, I mean, I know it's a real phrase, and people, when they mean it, I get it. But my crime was speaking truth to power. That fucking freaks me out.
It freaks. Hawks are creepy, dude. Like, it's like somehow they've managed to get to a place where they can publicly celebrate violent human, like just essentially like war is a failure of humanity, right?
Yeah.
Like that's, so people like him are celebrating the death. You're not like, it doesn't matter if you're doing the right thing. Those are still people.
It's also the way he's talking.
He loves it.
It just, I don't want anyone who gets to make those choices to talk like that. Says, my crime was speaking truth to power, said Graham. Russia has illegally invaded Ukraine. Putin has committed war crimes on an industrial level, and I'm going to keep talking about it. Freedom allows you to say the things I said. We live in a country where you can criticize your leaders. Well, that's kind of true, but it's just what you said with the magnitude of the weight of your words. It's on the line, and the whole world's listening, and that's what you said.
Yeah.
The best money we ever spent. Like, that's a crazy thing to say. The whole thing is, the Russians are dying. And we're going to...
It's not a fucking football game, man.
Exactly.
Like, this isn't a sport.
Exactly.
Like, what you like, just like, you can clearly from like the micro, there are times where you're going to have to use violence in a society. There's times where someone's losing their mind, swinging a samurai sword in the middle of the street or whatever. And like cops have to take them out. This is obvious. But like to then like celebrate that you had to like kill a lunatic or something is so dark. Like, why not collect their scalps, Lindsey Graham? If you're so into this shit, why don't we start scalping the fucking Russians? We'll just cut pieces start wearing a necklace of Russian fingers. You know, if you're so into murdering people and also ignoring the demographics of the people who are getting fucking slaughtered. I mean,
man, Duncan Trussell coming with the heat, but he's right. Hearing Lindsey Graham talk like that is absolutely, it's gross. It's gross, and I don't understand why it's okay. It's really, really interesting that, you know, a good point that they made was the whole, it's like human sacrifice that we're okay with. That's very, very true. You know, as much as you don't want to hear that type of thing, it is very true that we just kind of look at it like, well, that has to happen. But does it have to happen? I'm not 100% sure. I'm not sure at all. I wanted to find a clip. Oh, yeah, there it is. Clip of Lindsey Graham actually talking about this stuff. Whew.
Nice to meet you.
It's way worse. Let me throw this up real quick. Bang. Go on this one here. Let me see if I can find this. Yeah, there it is. Here, let me play this for you. Very, very interesting.
How about you, sir? We have, I think,
Free or die.
Free or die.
Now you are free,
Yes.
and we will be.
And the Russians are dying.
the things you do for your country.
Thank you very much for your coming. Thank you
you.
very much. Thanks, United States, people of the United States for all big support. President Biden, bipartisan
Yes.
support, Congress, and really we thank you so much.
Bipartisan support.
Yes, it's very important. So we appreciate we know that from first days we have total support. It's about 38 billion, and the big support, very
The
important.
best money we've ever spent.
Thank you so much.
No, it's, you know, we're on this is 457th day of a war that was supposed to last 3 days. You amaze me. Your country amazes me.
See, here's the thing. Why I found that clip so interesting. He seems like he's happy that it's gone on much longer than it should have. Like 100 times longer than it should have. Like, and the only thing there that kind of that kind of makes me think is like, is there like some kind of financial gain towards that? And obviously everybody knows that there is, right? But it just really makes you think, like, what's going on there? You're saying that it's like such a great thing that you've gone much longer. Here, I forgot. Let me just finish this clip off real quick.
You can see videos of them being dragged out of their houses and taken to the middle of Ukraine to just get thrown into a fucking blender, dude. And that's what he's tap dancing about. It's crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy, and that way of talking that he just did is like it's a standard politician's way of addressing a very complex issue. They do it with like there was a rah aspect to that. Yeah. We're gonna unleash holy hell on them Russians.
Pep rally for murdering people, dude.
Yeah, because that is a football thing. Like saying it like that, that's like we're gonna go fucking kick their ass. It's a team,
right? But for sure, there is no financial motivation in what Lindsey Graham is doing.
No one would do that.
No.
All that money is just a coincidence.
Yeah. It's so fucking dark, man. Like, it's really so confusing to me. Because I guess I'm a naive idiot that people like that even exist.
Yeah, me too. I mean, you kind of know it, but then when you actually see it, we live in a time where you're seeing it. Times past, presidents past, senators past, there's always be this sadness discussing war, because the sadness was that not only people are going to die, some of our guys are going to die and their guys are going to die. And we're going to win, but we're going to win at the cost of losing our citizens who were brave enough to stand up and fight. And it's almost like he's celebrating this one because no one in North America is being affected whatsoever. You know, the only way that people in North America are being affected, or in America, is the fact that all this money that could be spent on the streets in the communities is being spent abroad, which is absolutely just ridiculous. But yeah, Lindsey Graham, that's Lindsey Graham. That's how he feels about the war. He's super happy about it. Even the clip that I played, he seems happy. He doesn't seem like, oh man, you guys are getting through something and there's a war going on. He seems legit happy. Honestly, and this is not true. This is just how I feel. But it's like he's getting paid or something. It's like he's making money. Like that's how I get when I'm making money with a friend. I'm happy and I'm like, you amaze me, man. Oh man, I can't believe we're doing this. Is great. It's terrible. There's thousands upon thousands of people who are dying on Zelensky's side and on Russia's side. What are you happy about? Again, World Economic Forum. When you see people who are in the World Economic Forum, who are with the whole agenda of things, you see behavior like this. They like restriction. They like war. They like money being spent on anything but the people in communities of countries. It's a sad thing to see. And he's Republican too. And here's another thing with this. Usually a Republican is just on their side no matter what. So if the president's a Democrat and the president is endorsing a war, Republicans are going to be like, let's end this war. Let's end it. We shouldn't be here. Why are we sending money there? They'd be calling it out left and right, like a lot of Republicans are. But somehow this Democratic president who's going into this war has full support from this man who's a Republican. And again, the connection that those two have is the World Economic Forum. So, just saying. Not saying the World Economic Forum is responsible, but I'm definitely saying that they're not upset about this whole thing. Anyway, like the video. It helps bring us up from the shadow realm. I am tremendously hot right now. I have to stop this video. And other than that, I am out.